Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below the video. Reach out to me for pricing. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. Today we discuss a stainless steel 2021 launch from the putative master of the ultra-thin. This is the Piaget Polo Skeleton, and it lives up to its maker's reputation. 42 millimeters in diameter, it's only 6.6 millimeters thick. From lug to lug, the case alone is 46.6 millimeters, but if you take the end link on each side, the total distance across the wrist is a still reasonable 50.5 with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now out of the hand and onto the wrist, my wrist is 16 centimeters circumference. The watch is very easy to wear. Being super thin, you can see that some of my wrist hairs are actually taller than the watch. It's not broad across the wrist either, and if you don't like it on the bracelet, it also comes with an accessory blue alligator leather strap with a pin buckle, so you can swap up the look a little bit, and the strap might even wear smaller than the bracelet does. As it is on the bracelet, I can recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Here's your over-the-top shot. Here's your down-the-barrel shot, showing plenty of clearance. And once again, the cuff shot, this is the definition of a thin watch. Now, the bracelet in stainless steel features a combination of H-pattern primary links and satin finished, that is, horizontally brushed intermediates. You can see that we have an end link that conforms to the case to mate it in full integrated fashion. Also, if you look on the bottom, you can see we have pull tab spring bars, so you can pop this bracelet or the accessory strap on and off without tools. Now, every single link in the bracelet is removable, so you're probably going to find a fit that you like that works for you. And you can see on the underside that they've kept just enough of a channel between each link to avoid pinching skin, pulling wrist hair, or trapping heat. We have a relatively beefy clasp. The gauge of the steel is surprisingly robust. It is a double fold, non-sequential close. You can see it's twin trigger release, so you have to press both triggers for it to pop open. It cannot pop open inadvertently. Piaget branded. You can see that lateral brushing of the intermediate links, and then the case, which includes a combination of polish and satin. So we have lugs that are squared off on their ends, polished on their hoods. There's a little polish on the lug hood that extends all the way across the case. You can see that the bezel is somewhat recessed from the edge of the case, so the polish of the lug hood continues all the way across. Then the bezel itself has a very short vertical lip that is satin finished. Then it has a polished conical profile, and then on its top you can see it is brushed horizontally. We also have a shaped sapphire, which is sometimes a difficult thing to fit precisely and make water resistant, making the assembly of this watch even more impressive. Taking a quick look at the crown, you can see it's polished with a Piaget P, and here you can better see the very narrow vertical satination of the outer face of the bezel. You can also see that there's a soft crease on the edge of the lugs with the squared off ends being polished. We have a blued movement and a blued chapter ring with skeletonized alpha-style hands. So we have these lovely faceted, alternately satinated and mirror-polished indices. If you look at them, they really are little works of art, as they include brushing across their top, but their edges are mirror-polished. Really thoughtful, excellent attention to detail. So we have this track against which you can read both hours and minutes. Then you can see at center the motion works, which is involved in the setting of the hands. The minute hand sits on the cannon pinion. The hour wheel turns the hour. The hour wheel is turned by the minute wheel pinion, which is just next to it, and then below the minute wheel pinion we have the minute wheel. We also have a visible keyless works, which features the winding system. You can see right now the winding pinion is engaged against the intermediate wheels that wind the mainspring in its large open barrel. And then if I pull the crown, you can see the clutch spring and the setting lever engage the crown wheel, which turns its own set of intermediates to operate the hands. So that's how that works. You can see it's also very nicely detailed. The screw heads are all black polished, and then you can see that there is a sunburst pattern, a metallic grain out across all of the skeletonized bridges. We'll turn it over so you get a better look at the case back. This is the caliber 1200, the 1200S to be precise, as it is the skeletonized version. You can see a full balance bridge anchoring the balance on both sides for better shock resistance. We have a micro rotor in the tradition of the old 12P automatic calibers, and you can see it has a nickel anthracite coating with a sunburst graining across it. The automatic winding watch has a 44-hour power reserve. It beats away at 3 Hertz, pivots on a set of 25 joules, which you can see right underneath the rotor. And although it is not the most artisanally finished movement, it is still solidly above average in every way, as Piaget qualifies as autologerie with very little controversy. So beautifully made, ultra thin, and nicely decorated. The only real shortcoming here is 30-meter water resistance, so this is a stylish sports watch, not necessarily an aquatic sports watch, and with a movement automatic in-house and only 2.4 millimeters thick, it does have quite a bit of high horology pedigree. You could see the escapement, the winding rotor, and the mainspring barrel with motion works and keyless works all from the dial side. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. Hey, if nothing else, this is a real high horology option in the integrated bracelet steel sports watch category that is encumbered by zero hype. Again, reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing.